Okay, so here's the drum carder. Now, I don't know all the technical terms. I just know that the fibers get fed in here, although I don't do a lot of feeding in because some of the fibers have a tendency to get caught on this intake drum. But this larger drum is where the fibers will add, and that's where I like to add my fibers predominantly, because I've got a little bit more control over that, and I don't have to pick out this intake drum as often. This is the brush that helps push down those fibers so that I can pack this as thick as possible before I take it off. So without further ado, I am going to start adding fibers. Now, I have fiber clouds, I have rovings, and I have just rough bundles of merino here. I've also got some undyed merino here that I may use to start sort of brightening up as I go along, but I'm just going to get started and we're going to see what happens to these fibers. And you see, as I turn the crank around, those spikes on there start gathering up the fibers, and they stretch them out and they open them up, and I can grab bits, and as it goes through, it just adds a little bit more. Now, my goal here today is to make sort of a funky and chunky bat, so I'm not worried too much about having these big bits on here, because that's kind of my goal. I want to have something bright and noticeable and cheery, and then every once in a while I'll just push the brush down just to get those fibers down. Now I'm going to grab some roving, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of the pink here. And remember, when you're carding fibers, it's just like if you're trying to pull off those singles or shingles, as I like to call them. Sometimes they're going to feel like they're a little tight, and you need to move your fingers back just a little bit so that those fibers can pull off. But I'm just letting the carder grab hold of the fibers wherever they're going to grab hold, and I'm not really got a plan for this. I'm just adding some fibers here, and I think we need some yellow on here now. I'm just feeling the need to brighten life up a little bit. And so that's why I wanted to do these particular colors today, just to give a little bit of brightness to my world. And if it sticks, you can slow down and you can draft it out. Some of the fibers that I get are partially felted, and that's why I get them at a good price. And so that means I struggle a little bit more with opening those fibers up, but that's okay. We're good. All right, let's push these fibers down. What are we gonna add next? Oh, let's add a little of this. And again, I'm playing with color here. It's like opening a crayon box and deciding what color you want to play with next and what you want to draw with next. And the goal is to get this built up nice and full so that we've got a lot of pretty colors built up. Got just a little bit of undyed to get us a little bit of brightness. Now this is a bat that I'm creating with the intention of using it in scarves. So I've got pretty much all merino and silk here. And that's my goal, is to use something that's going to be nice next to skin. And you can already see the beautiful colors that are coming into play here. Let's add a little touch of sparkle in the middle here. This is Firestar. Now, Firestar is a man-made fiber. It's I'm pretty sure it's a polyester blend, but it does not felt. So it's important that you use just tiny little bits and that you've got it integrated with the wool fibers so that those wool fibers will grab hold and sort of lock it into place wherever you put it. Silk is the same way, although silk is a natural fiber. I'm going to add a little silk next because I've got this beautiful pale golden yellow, and I think that's going to give us a beautiful little glint of gold in our sunrise sunset bat here. Oh, that was a big bunch, but that's okay. I can pull off that excess and drag it out a little bit. But you see why I like to add it just to the drum carder. It's the big drum itself. I've got a little bit more control over where those fibers are going, and I can pick up and move things a little bit more. And you see, I'm just adding these unfeltable fibers a little bit at a time. I'm going to add some of this red fiber cloud here now. Need to go a little pop of bright color. What sunset and sunrise have we seen that we remember that doesn't have some bits of bright colors in it? Yeah, you can kind of catch your fingers sometimes. It's, you know, the nature of the beast. Time for some more yellow. And I want to add some bits of this egg yolk yellow here. Because I love this really rich, beautiful color. Now, I could have taken the yellow here and I could have run it through my hackle. You saw me use the hackle the other day to open up fibers, but I wanted to have the chunk in this fiber bat, so I did not use the hackle to open up these fibers so that they would add in a little bit of chunky goodness into this bat. And it's fun to just play with the colors and see what happens to them. I'm going to push them down again. See, isn't that beautiful already? Let's add some more yellow here. And it's just about adding little bits at a time, especially when you want to do, you know, something that's got some attitude, as I like to call it, a little bit of sass, you know, some layering, some chunkiness. You can see the colors are just giving us some beautiful little bits. I'm going to add this and then this. I want to get some of this in here too. I have some yellow muslin that I dyed that I'm going to try and Nuno this onto that yellow base and give just a beautiful scarf that's got lots of color, brightness, happiness, joy, all of that good stuff. It is amazing how putting on different colors and wearing different things just gives us a little bit of joy. You know what I mean? You've got a favorite sweater or favorite shirt that you like to wear, right? And part of what you like about it is that it's probably a color that makes you feel good. And I apologize for the dog making noise in the back. Gonna add just, I've got some more Fire Star here. just another pinch of sparkle. And again, you see how I'm layering this sparkle in between the feltable wool, just so that we've got that sparkle running throughout the bat. And just a tiny little pinch is all I've added to this, but you can see it just glint and glimmer as I roll the drum carder around. And now I have this one that I want to add. Not worried about it grab and hold in some places, that's okay. It's going to help with that chunky goodness that I was looking for in this particular bat. Now if you're really struggling with a piece, you can always open it out widthwise, and that'll make it draft just a little bit easier when you're going to put it onto the drum carder. It'll grab a little less tightly. Down. What are we going to use? I'm going to put a little more yellow on here. Got to remember it's a sunrise or sunset. Got a little bit of yellow in there. Just a touch more red. And I think I'm going to finish it off with a pinch of this salmony kind of pink. And I'm sure you're all wondering, oh, when are you done, Anna? How do you know you're done? Well, I know I'm done when it's nice and full. A little bit more sparkle here. And I know it's full when the fibers are coming almost all the way up to the top of the tiny little nails that are on this drum carder. And then I know that I've got it all pretty much as full as it's going to be. Not quite there, but we are almost there, and that's why we've got this strip right here. It helps me see how full the drum is, so that I can determine, yeah, I'm done, or no, I'm not quite done yet. And now for this last little bit here. I know I've said that before, but when you get started carding, you just sort of keep going because it's so much fun to see how the colors just combine. I'm going to grab two different ones at the same time, and I'm going to let them just grab in wherever they want. Funky chunky, that's all good. All right, let's press that down. Don't want a lot of this white, but I just want a little bit on here. See if it'll grab in a couple of places. Okay, I think that ooh, we've got a little bit extra here. Got picked up by the other drum. That's okay. I think I'm happy with this. I'm just going around and looking at the colors, seeing the bit of glimmer, and this is where I want to stop this so that I can get this wicked tool over here. This is called a knuckle saving Batt pick. And trust me, it is a knuckle saver, because what I do is I use this to lift up the fibers, and I lift them straight up. And that's why there's a break in the carding cloth here, so that I can lift it straight up to open up the fiber batt. All right, so now I've got it open. I'm going to move the brush away, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to just roll it right on up off of this carding cloth. Let it go around, and I'm just lifting up really tightly to the cloth. And if I find some areas that aren't lifting up, I can bring that pick right on up here to pull those pieces off. And that black, I'm not sure, that must be left from the last time I used this. Got some more over here. Also have this tiny little tool here that can lift those fibers up too. And it's not unusual to have some fibers stay behind. That's why you clean your drum carder between each session. Just to keep the fibers from blending with others. And there we go. There is our fiber batt. I'm going to open this up and let you see this beautiful bit. Color and sparkle and different shades. Now I could run this through again if I wanted to blend these colors a little bit more evenly, but I don't want to blend the colors evenly. I like this funky, chunky kind of look to the fiber. And so that is using the drum carder to card a fiber batt. I hope that this has shown you something a little bit new and a little bit fun. This is going to be a fun batt to play with. And I can't wait to talk to you more tomorrow. 10 o'clock, we'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for being here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.